Hello, everyone. I wanted to come and touch base and answer some of the questions that have been coming up in the mind-body community. Really great questions about how can I heal with so many different illnesses, so many different diagnoses. How can one approach heal all of it? And I have a lot to say on this that will help people really understand why this work of mind-body medicine is so powerful in transmuting all the energies that are creating illness. And also wanted to answer a lot of the questions coming up around the Embracing Health program, which is starting this week. So hello, everyone who's here live. It's great to see you. Okay, so one person, I'm going to just scroll through the questions because they're really great, but hang on a sec, was saying, this feels too good to be true. That like, wow, I can have this one thing and everything can heal. When I've been going to doctors, doing diets, doing everything, how can this actually allow so much change in my system? And the biggest thing I have to say on that is when we awaken, we are no longer in the same template that creates that inflammation and, those neurologic signals, those immunologic signals that create the disruption in our GI system. So there's specific ways when we look at the body physically, there's like specific ways, you're not absorbing these nutrients, or you're not making these enzymes, or your gut microbiome is imbalanced, you have too much candida, or you have Lyme disease or Epstein-Barr, and that's supposed to be like the answer. But I always looked for myself as a doctor, why is this person out of balance? What's creating the imbalance? Because there's a template of our energy, our consciousness that is actually the harmonic that has certain things going on in the body that go the way they go. And it even governs genetic expression, like what turns those genes on, what turns those genes off, what has some bodies repair and heal and other bodies just like totally fall apart and age. It's this underlying template. So one thing you can think of it as, in fact, do I have it here? In David Hawkins, he's an MD, he was a psychiatrist, did lots of studies on this, and wrote a book called Power versus Force, which I really love. And he talked about this morphogenetic field. It's like an energy field. It's a template that will create like an attractor field that has the body align a certain way. So some bodies have, terrible alcoholism and addiction and never get over it. And then through what people do in 12-step, you're actually changing your consciousness. The body can heal, and I'm no longer like miserable and can't function in my life. And that didn't happen until there was a shift in consciousness, and that like Alcoholics Anonymous was created. Before that, it was 100% hopeless. There was nothing you can do. You were going to have a miserable time and never really be able to have a functional existence. And now there's like millions and millions of people who have embraced that method and that shift. Okay, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing when we allow a shift. We're no longer identified with, let's say, I've had trauma, I'm broken, I'll never be okay. And then we got to manage everything that goes along with that, versus I receive my life as it is. I embrace myself fully. I am loved. I am cherished. I allow what is to be here. There's actually a shift in the morphogenetic field. It's a shift in consciousness, and it has the physical body show up differently. We now have, that book was written like decades ago, but we now have the technology to look at the change in your electromagnetic frequency. Like, how do your electromagnetics show this energy frequency? We have lots of tools that can register this, like right away, a shift in your body. That does lead to changes physically, hormonally, physiologically, changes in your digestion, changes in your brain, that have been shown to heal disease, like all diseases, especially the stuff I've been looking at with like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disease, MS, digestive problems, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, things that conventional medicine is like, we have no idea how to heal you, but let's manage you. Well, there's more that the body can actually do. So one of the other questions that came up, so that was a person who's like, this sounds really good, but is it too good to be true? So that's really what I wanted to say to that, is why am I so committed to the work I'm doing, is because I've seen how powerfully shifting that template is for everything that's going on in your body. Seema said, the first time I heard the Embracing Health program was coming back, I was so excited. And then my mind came in. I've spent so much on therapy. I've just spent bundles on a new person for parenting. And I think maybe that's like a nanny. I also started a new, quote, nutritional program that's really more like therapy. I just feel a bit guilty to spend again for this. And I thought this is such a great question, because whenever we're going to expand into something higher and receive, like be an awesome receiver, I'm going to receive abundantly. I'm going to allow massive change. Your body registers it, and it can bring up all the places where you don't let yourself have that. Like, no, it won't work for you, or you've already spent a lot, you don't get to spend any more. That will keep you stuck where you are, right? It's like a set point that you don't get to go beyond. And then the programs in your system, which are not just the mind, like the mind is, or not just the brain, I should say, the mind is enmeshed throughout every cell of your body. Like there's even nerve cells around the heart, there's nerve cells around the gut. So it won't just be like the conscious mind, it will like feel like, no, you can't have this. So I would just invite you to question that. Soften your body. What else is possible? Will this contribute to my health, wealth, and abundance? And let yourself move in the direction of everything that does. So you're either listening to the program or listening to the truth, listening to the guilt/fear or listening to the truth. So if something lights you up, whether it's this with the Embracing Health program, or it's like something else in your life, like, whoa, I want to go into that relationship, or yeah, I want to leave that relationship, and it feels like a speeding up, move in that direction, even though the programs are going to come up like probably like never before. You can't have it. Who do you think you are? That's too good to be true. You've already spent blah, blah, blah your whole life. It will get louder as you choose beyond it. When you're choosing in compliance with it, you won't even hear it. Because you're like, I'm being a good girl, I'm following the program. You won't feel those programs start to speak up. She also said, but I was thinking, even if I count this as therapy, it's way less expensive than a therapy session, and I know it's 10 times better. I was also curious why I'm still not willing. I'm scared of change. I know it does not sound right, but I guess I am. What if many things will change? What if I lose friends? If I'm my authentic self? I know it sounds insane, but those are the things in my mind. I think like all of us have had that kind of space where we want to have change, want to be free, but then it's like, whoa, I don't have too much change. So I would say to this individual, beautiful Seema, and to anyone else who's maybe kind of in that same space, be really gentle with yourself, because the universe it's not asking you for this like massive, jarring leap of faith across a huge crevice. It's like, oh, here's the path. Take a step. Yeah, you'll be the one to take a step, but it's going to lay out, it's going to open the space where you can see like, oh, now I see how I could relieve that relationship and totally be okay. Now I see how I could just change my job. Maybe it's a subtle change. Maybe it is a big change, but you're like, oh my God, this is obvious. I'm handled. Something comes in that shows you, you're good. We got this. So I would trust that wisdom to guide you, because your wisdom is never going to leave you high and dry with this like, do a massive leap of faith, it'll be okay, without actually giving you the clarity you need to know, oh, it's okay. Like the universe is on my side. The universe is generous with me, not like flying leap of faith. Actually like, we gotcha. You're good. It's okay. So this will definitely create more connection with the serenity in your system. So you feel that, so you see that, so you know that, so you can walk your path, and it's fluid. But I know for a lot of people, it's not maybe been like that before. So I wanted to share that. She said, I'm happy doing the small things, and I love listening to Kim's videos and interview. And then some part of me says, just spend time and do stuff you like that make you happy. And I've had that a lot, especially when I'm stepping into something really powerful that will create big change. All the areas where in my programming that are like, no, don't do it. Just go out and have fun. Don't do that thing. But I'll feel the difference between my certainty, my clarity that will lead to expansion, and these little programs that can be like little tricky things trying to hold you back. So it's up to me. It's up to me. Do I listen to the fear/doubt? Or do I let myself be free and move forward? So I hope that is helpful and insightful, because I know, anytime we're embarking on major change, it can be jarring. It's like you shake up the jar and all the mucky stuff on the bottom comes up and you're like, whoa, I didn't even know this was in there. That's what's right about this. We're sometimes not getting is that's what's clearing out. So Karen said, and thank you, I needed to hear. Michelle, hello, this is my cousin. How beautiful to have you here. All right, if there are any other questions, chime them out. I'm going to go have my dinner. I'm in my last night here in Dallas. I fly back tomorrow. I had a beautiful, beautiful private retreat with a client who flew in, and it was just amazing. And actually, she went through like so much of all of these layers with like, what am I doing? Why are things being more intense if I'm supposed to be clearing them out? It feels like I must be going in the wrong direction. That's where the heavy light, always consult your wisdom. Breathe in your body, feel your body, relax your shoulders so you can actually feel your body. And then look, is this true for me? Your wisdom will not lie. It's either heavy or it's light. And when you buy into the doom, oh, I shouldn't do this thing. I should just be happy and just do the things that make me happy. Or the lightness, receive. Move in the direction of your bliss. Move in the direction of your inspiration. It's okay. One will feel heavy and one will feel light. So it's up to you to tune in. The more you tune into that, the more apparent it is. And someone actually asked today in the Mind Body community and Facebook about this. Oh, they said, so if I'm given a cancer diagnosis and that just feels heavy, then I just ignore it. It's not the same thing, because I'll tell you 100% of the time when a diagnosis feels like doom, it's because you're buying into conclusions about it that aren't true. Meaning, boom, you have cancer and you immediately feel, right? Because your body thinks, I'm going to die. This is going to be a long, heavy, miserable road. This shouldn't be happening. I'm not okay, which all are actually not true, right? Because when I've worked with individuals and many people I've connected with, I haven't worked with, who've said like, it ended up being the biggest gift. It opened me to see what I was doing in my life, what I was choosing in my life, how I could let things be more fluid, more abundant, give more generously to myself instead of living in fear and the contraction of that, which is what creates the cancer, to let life in, to choose myself more fully. So whether we receive it as a gift or a curse is really about the space of consciousness we are in. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, like the attractor field, right? What is the consciousness I'm in? It's either I'm not safe, I'm not okay, I've got to clamp down, I've got to white knuckle it, I got to make my way through. Or we're in a space of it's okay, I can flow with my experience and always receive abundantly. I can let go and allow my wisdom to guide me. I'll always receive what I need. These are very different frequencies. They have a very different effect on your physical body. So as I mentioned, we can monitor now and look at the difference electromagnetically of these different frequencies, of these different harmonics. And it might sound like just a thought, but it's actually like a whole field of consciousness. And everything will be a reflection of the foundation you are in. So be 2% more generous with yourself today. Soften 2% more, breathe 2% more fully, because you are creating all of it. And you're either going to create amazing things like, wow, that worked out for me so incredibly. Like if you didn't hear the story I shared the other day, getting on my flight, it was a freaking miracle that I almost like didn't receive, because I was like, there's no way. And I was like, you know what? I'm open to all possibilities. And I got on the plane exactly the nick of time. So the universe is responding to you, all of the pieces. And if you remember that, just be generous with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. All right, keep receiving. Lots of love to you. The program, if you are someone who is ready to join, is at drkimd.com/health. I will tell you from the front end, it will be one of the most expensive things you've ever done in your life, even if you just listen to the first call. Someone else said, I'm concerned because I don't know if I'll have freedom from work to be on the 90-minute call. It's absolutely fine. They're all recorded, and you'll still have the same activation if you listen to it recorded or if you're there live. Obviously, for those of you who are there live, you're in the hot seat with one-on-one, more specific assistance. But if you aren't able to be there live, you can share questions in the Facebook community, and I'll be able to tune into what's happening for you. Either way, you will receive so much more than what you're investing in. And I know it will be really powerful for everyone who's a part of this group. So I'm really, really excited to connect with you, to collaborate with you, and what we're all creating together within our individual selves, within the collective of humanity, because so many people are suffering. And one of the other things, David Hawkins, because he did all the research on this and really calibrated this, he talks about is how when you shift your consciousness, you are an attractor field. You allow the awakening for others so much more powerfully. So don't underestimate the power of the shifts you create within you. That's why we're doing this work. That's why the group is coming in. And that's why this is really what I've committed my career to as a doctor, as a physician, to elevate the consciousness on the planet. And because it makes me more fully alive. All right, I love you guys. Hello, Huya. Great to see you and everyone else who's been here. All right, love to everyone in the Mind Body community. We'll post this in there and on YouTube as well. I'll see you soon. Bye.